Good morning, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and this is your morning Stock Watch report. Dow futures down about 41 points, S&P futures down around 10, NASDAQ futures down around 40. They were at worse levels this morning. We did have some dip buying come in, but we're settling in currently at around minus 10 for the S&P futures as North Korea and Washington escalate the verbal attacks against each other, and North Korea is saying that they may bomb Guam. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But right now, the futures are showing some weakness. In the past, there's been dip buying when the futures are down. So we'll see if the dip buyers are going to come in and do some bargain hunting today. For your economic information for Wednesday the 9th, we had the mortgage applications out already. 8:30 you have the productivity and cost index coming out. 10 o'clock we have wholesale trade. 10:30 the EIA petroleum oil status. 1 p.m. we do have Fed speak Charles Evans. You do see there's a lot of earnings cast conference calls going on this morning, and also later in the afternoon. So that is from earningscast.com. So go ahead and take a look at that. Some of your earnings coming up after the bell today: AGU, ALNY, DOOR, EDIT, EDIT, ELF, ELF, FLO, FOXA, FRSH, GERN, XONE, and WSTL, to name a few. So you can take a look at this. JACK, the hamburger joint, also has earnings after the bell today. R Gold, RGLD, will be reporting earnings after the bell. Some earnings reports that have come out already: VNTV beats by a penny, beats on revenue, that's VNTV. WB beats by 2 cents, beats on revenue. ATHM beats by 19 cents, beats on revenue. CUI beats by 5 cents, beats on revenue. MGIC beats by a penny, beats on revenue. SINA, SINA, beats by 13 cents, beats on revenue. ESPR got upgraded at Jefferies, price target 85, and that was a buy by Jefferies. SAGE resumed buy at Stifel, price target 104. Starbucks downgraded market perform at BMO Capital, price target 56 there. SGRY downgraded market perform at Raymond James. LOV upgraded buy at B. Riley, price target $1.30. Oil prices were rising after the API data yesterday, and they seem to be at the highs as I look right now. SITE missed by 4 cents but beat on revenue. SATS misses by 10 cents, beats on revenue. ARRY beats by 4 cents, beats on revenue, and that was ARRY. VSI, the vitamin store, misses by 16 cents, misses on revenue. As we scroll down, VRX price target raised to 14 from 10 at Piper. SWFT Swift Transport partners with Payless Shoe Source for footwear solutions. Anything else coming up? Yandex had news this morning. Yandex and Surbank joined forces to boost e-commerce development. So Yandex was up this morning. EVEP earnings per share of minus 50 cents. SXE beats by 19 cents, beats on revenue, that's SXE. X-Ray second quarter revenues came in, and more on that coming up. JNCE beats by 4 cents, beats on revenue. X-Ray had quarter 2 earnings per share of 65 cents, in line. Revenue of $992 million, misses by 7.3 million, and that's for XRAY. ARDX beats by 10 cents. ARDX to cut workforce by 28%. Top insider purchases last night: JCAP COO purchased 5K. PK director purchased over 9,000. ABDC director purchased over 11,000. BK CEO purchased almost 190,000 shares. That's for BK. SBUX director purchased 18,000. Fresh 10% owner MFP purchased over 32,000. FLDM, couple of purchases there, one for 50K, one for 45K. Next up, we had ODP earnings per share and revenue miss, EGRX earnings per share revenue miss, ENG earnings per share revenue beat, CANF CanFit completes patient enrollment for its phase 2 study of its treatment in liver cancer. CRL earnings per share and revenue beat, Crocs earnings per share and revenue beat, Children's Place PLCE earnings per share and revenue beat, VCEL beat by 13 cents, beat on revenues. Some top conferences are listed right here, and you can read those. Some other information that we have out: ARLZ missed by a penny, beats on revenue. Some syndicate news that came out: Cala filed Form S3, ATOM filed Form S3, ESPR proposed public offering of common stock, 150 million. HR prices offering over 7 million shares at 30.90. That's for HR. MPLX filed Form S3. Priceline PCLN filed Form S3. In some other news, RXII enters into common stock purchase agreement up to 15 million. VSLR filed Form S3. Yandex, we had mentioned the news, and that stock was trading up. Some top upgrades: ARCX, ATKR, BCO, GDOT, LOV, NVAX was upgraded buy at Landenberg. PNNT upgraded overweight at JP Morgan. UBNT up equal weight at Morgan Stanley. Top downgrades: AL downgraded neutral at Bank America. PAA downgraded equal weight. Starbucks SPUX downgraded market performance, as we mentioned, by BMO Capital. Some top initiations: we had VREX initiated buy at Jefferies. Some other news in the early morning: we had TGTX misses by 2 cents. We had XTNT Medical receives FDA clearance, and that stock was up in the pre-market. Teva said ramping up asset sales, and that was from Bloomberg. Teva, TEVA. PGNX misses by 3 cents, misses on revenue. Wendy's had a beat and also beat on revenue. GIGM Form 4 CEO purchased over 37,000. Netflix was down in the pre-market, and that was from Disney regards to pulling their movies from Netflix in 2019. So Netflix showing some weakness in the pre-market. President Trump tweet: "My first order as president is to renovate and modernize our nuclear arsenal. It is now far stronger and more powerful than ever before." And this is in relation to North Korea. WKHS Alpha Baking Company orders additional workhouse electric engine vehicles. So this is the electric car company. Actually, they make trucks. So WKHS out with some news. It looks like they got an order. Next up for news and scrolling through, LPCN resubmits NDA for its oral testosterone product candidate. In additional news, HTGM molecular diagnostic technology to be used in WIN consortium. And anything else that I see: VUZI revenue for second quarter was over $1 million, or an increase of 138% compared to over 500,000 in the second quarter, and that's on VUZI. So let's go ahead and take a look at some stocks that are moving in the pre-market. And we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the SPY on a 5-minute chart pre and post market. After making highs yesterday around that 249, 248.91 level, after we broke out from that 248 resistance, the SPY did reverse, and you can see the downtrend move here. Currently, pre-market, we're trying to hold this 246.10. We have resistance around 247. Then after that, around that 248 breakout spot, and then the highs from yesterday, which are around 249. So that's your SPY report. As you can see here, we're still in that downtrend, staying under the 55 EMA on the 5-minute pre and post market chart. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at some of the stocks that are moving pre-market. And first one up is STS, and this is trading over 200,000 shares. XTNT, gave you the news on this one. Traded up to $1.30 and trying to hold this 95 level and $1.10 level on XTNT. Has traded over 200,000 shares. ACHN, which had news last night, and that was in my stocks to watch video last night. So this one it gapped up to 525. We're pulling back to about the middle of the range on ACHN, and so that one's trading 204,000 shares presently. OREX, excuse me, gapping up this morning. VCEL also up slightly this morning. NVAX up on over 200,000 shares. We had a high of 120 on NVAX. RXII, some buying pre-market under $1 name, only trading 900 shares. ACAD had popped, and that's trading over 5,000 shares. We're about the middle of the range on ACAD. MBRX over 11,000 shares traded. You see the move here, and now the pullback to 276 on that name. EVRI up and holding the gains pre-market. 6,000 shares traded there. NVTR bidding up. NVTR only 200 shares traded. GPOR, this is oil and gas name, trying to get over that $12 spot, has traded 2,000 shares this morning. ALRM, which had earnings last night, popped and is holding most of the gains. Currently pre-market, we have over 1,000 shares traded. NVO gapping up. Novo Nordisk, and that's trading over 100,000 shares this morning. HTGM also had earnings last night, popped. That's trading over 17,000 shares. ANTH had popped, now reversing down to $1.40. Biotech stock over 41,000 shares traded. SN ticking up, nothing major there, just 400 shares. SSYS, that had earnings this morning, showing some bids here at with over 1,000 shares traded. Some stocks moving down. SNCR, PRAH, excuse me. Disney coming a little bit up off the lows here on Disney, but not a big bounce. Zillow and Zillow Group hit the lows, bouncing a bit this morning. MDCO gapping down this morning. CANF moving down. Read you that news. VSLR moving down. Anything else? CBay moving down a bit this morning with the futures being weak. And we'll see if there's anything else to the downside that's interesting. Tops not doing much this morning. And let's see, Trivago is down at the lows, TRVG. Gold stocks might be in play this morning. I see AUY. We spoke about this in last night's video, stocks to watch. So AUY, another name is AGI. And you may want to keep an eye on this one for some movement. And this is a daily chart, and you see if it can get over that 775, 760 area on AGI, gold name, you might get some continuation in that name. Anything else? Another gold stock that's up this morning, GOLD. And like I said, Teva was up a little bit this morning on that news from Bloomberg. Barrick Gold is up this morning, new highs currently this morning. And anything else? Wendy's had earnings, and that was up a little bit this morning. So that's your morning report. Thank you so much for listening, and keep your eye on gold stocks. and we'll see if we can get a nice play in gold. Also, you may want to watch some of the inverses, SDS, TZA. Now these are not overnight holds, but you see TZA making a new high, SPXU also moving up this morning, and you could watch TVIX also. This is another inverse and plays off of volatility. This one is not an easy one to trade, but you know, you can keep your eye on stuff like this, inverses, or you can just short individual stocks today if the market remains weak. So we'll go ahead and take a last look at the SPY. Keep an eye on this 246.10, 246 area. See if we can hold that. If we break that, you know, then we might get a steeper sell-off today. Thank you so much for listening. This is Zozo Stock Watch. This is your Stock Watch morning report.